rolling.
Hello, my name is Blaine Clark, account manager for AGCO Corporation in New England. I'm here with Taylor Grout, product marketing specialist for AGCO Corporation, and we're here in front of a new Massey Ferguson 4600 series tractor. As you can see, we're kneeling down here for a reason, to focus in on the axle. Taylor, one of the things I'm hearing from customers is they want maneuverability, durability. I've never seen an axle like this on a Massey utility tractor. Can you tell me more about this axle and the needs that it meets to the customers?
Absolutely. Well, like you said, Blaine, this type of axle is brand new for the Massey Ferguson Utility Series tractor, and there's a reason that we have gone to this type of axle. As you can see with the design, this is what we would call a bevel gear type front axle. Okay. You've actually got a solid cast steel design going across the top with a center pivot and a center drive line. It is a four-wheel drive front axle. But the reason that Massey Ferguson has gone in this direction is because these particular tractors, these particular Massey Ferguson utility tractors, they're going to be kind of doing multiple roles traditionally. Okay, they're going to serve, most of them are going to serve their lives as a utility tractor, but a lot of them are also going to be used in hay operations. Okay, so this type of front axle, and the reason Massey Ferguson has gone to it, it's going to fit both of those needs so well. Because it's a bevel gear design, as you can see, it's got the solid axle going across the top, but then it's got a bevel gear type design right here in the front. What that does in the bevel gear design is that it actually gives it two things. Number one is a very high ground clearance. You can see all that space in between at the very center of the tractor, from the ground up to the bottom of the axle. That's a high ground clearance than a traditional outboard planetary solid front axle. Okay. So what that's going to do in your hay operations, when you're out there and you're baling and you have to straddle those windrows going down, you can get a bigger windrow up underneath there. You're not going to be hanging up a bunch of hay on your axle as you're driving down the windrow. The other thing it's going to do is this bevel gear design is it gives it a very, very high turning radius. You can see how this axle is turned way out. The wheels can pivot a long way. So with that high steering angle, you get better maneuverability. The tractor's going to be able to turn sharper in a loader type application or a hay application. Maneuverability is going to be very, very important to most of our customers. The thing is because of this bevel gear design, we don't have those universal joints in here. Okay, so you don't get to a high steering angle and you start to seize up or bind up your universal joints. They don't exist in this type of front axle. So we do have a bevel gear design, but what's really important about our bevel gear design versus some of the competition, mainly Kubota, who also use the bevel gear design, is that ours is actually what we would refer to as a combination bevel gear design. Okay, so we do have the bevel gear reduction, very similar to Kubota, but inside this housing right here, inside this cast housing, we also have planetary reduction. Okay, people are always talking about planetary reduction. The good thing about planetary reduction is that you've got very high gear tooth contact inside of there, okay? You've got a very good, very durable final drive system in there. A lot of gear contact, it's very durable, it's very heavy duty. That gives you the better lugging potential, but it also gives you a long service life of your axle. So with a combination type of design here, we're getting the best of both worlds. We get the high steering angle and the high ground clearance of a bevel gear design, but we also get the deep lugging power and the axle life, the durability of a planetary final drive system. Okay, with Kubota, they use the bevel gear design. They don't have the internal planetaries inside of there, so they don't have the durability. In the case of your John Deeres and your New Hollands, they use the planetary, the external planetary design, so they've got the durability, but they don't have the high steering angle. They've got those universal joints that limit the steering angle. They also don't have that high ground clearance. So this axle is going to be key to our customers in the small hay operations, but also in the loader work applications.
That's great, Taylor. It really helps me understand more about the front axle and the fact that it's more maneuverable and durable. So what I would say to our customers and potential customers is, if you are looking for maneuverability and durability, just ask yourself, what would it cost your operation to not have an axle like this? So Taylor, again, I really appreciate all your help, and thanks again for pointing out some more features of the new Massey Ferguson 4600 series.
Happy to do it, Blaine. Thanks for being out here.
Thank you.
Oh my God, my ankles are killing me. Oh,
Woo, doggy. Turn that thing off.
Oh, Jesus.